This is going to be a quick tutorial just to show you how to stretch some paper. Obviously you need a clean sheet of watercolour paper. This is a board of MDF about 5mm thick. You're also going to need some gummed paper for sticking the watercolour paper down. You're going to need a sponge and you're going to need to be near some water, either a basin of water or a tap, so that you can run your paper underneath it. So you start off by measuring your strips of gummed paper to make sure they fit all sides of the board. Then you run your paper under the tap several times. I normally do it about 3 times over each side. Let the excess water drip out and then lay it on your board quickly, get your sponge ready, squeeze the water out and then grab one of the pieces of the gummed paper, turn it upside down so that you have the gum piece facing you, run the wet sponge lightly along the gum paper. Obviously you don't want to take all the gum off it, and then quickly place it on the board, sort of half on the watercolour paper and half on the board, so that when it stretches it doesn't pull away one thing from the other. Then you continue this process with the other 3 pieces of gummed paper, and you have to move quite quickly, otherwise the board with the paper on the paper starts to buckle very quickly, and you have to make sure that you get your gummed paper on there as quickly as possible. I think you can probably see it's starting to buckle a little bit. There you go, on the board as it is already. So now I need to quickly get the other 2 pieces and glue them down and stick them so they're ready, and then we can take a look at the paper when it's finally dried at the end of the video. So we continue adding the gum paper to all 4 sides, and you can see here the paper is already starting to cockle, and don't worry about this, this is what's meant to happen. If you then, once you've finished setting everything down, lie your paper on your board down flat somewhere, not in direct sunlight, and then just leave it for a few hours until it dries. And once it's dried, all those cockled shapes will have miraculously disappeared, and you'll see in the final picture that the board will be flat and the paper will have been completely stretched.